Hey, man. Put the snapback on.
Get in. Come on, come take it.
Come on, get in it. Oh, shit. That nigga got it. He got it.
Where I go, nigga, Lloyd True Soldiers, nigga. It's a murder show. Movement.
It's Hustler man. I'm from the finest, man. Free Baby Live, free Smash, free Buckle, man. Money. Metal's finest, you see.
What's going on, everybody? Sacramento Gang Archives here, and today we're here to get more in depth about the Crips in Sacramento and their origins and some of the popular figures that came out of those Crip sets.
I'm crippin'. Cause nigga, I'm crippin'. Cause nigga, I'm crippin'. Cause nigga, I'm crippin'. Nigga, I'm crippin'.
Yeah, Crip, I'm a real live keyway. Crippin' non-stop, Crips, I got it on replay.
So, I'm pretty sure we all know the Crips for a few things, and that is SGA, Brother Lynch Hung, goddammit, motherfucking X-rated.
This is a video of the last family dance party, March 1992. Just a few weeks later, Bogan's sister, Patty Harris, died at the hands of a group of gang members. They knocked down her door and shot her to death. 18-year-old Honore Brown was arrested and eventually convicted of the murder. He's been serving out his 31-year sentence as well as carrying out his career as a rap artist.
Well, the Gardens consist of 29th Street, 24th, and 21st Street. And they're called the Gardens because they put Garden, whatever the fuck, before whatever name on the street. So they may have Garden Rose or Garden Shoe or Garden Clip to my guy. But you get the point. Every street name just about has Garden before the actual name. Now, I'm pretty sure the Crips in South Sacramento, as we know them, is only the Crips we know that was presented through rap music. It's not too many gangsta tales and too many people that blew up from the Gardens that wasn't rapping, like K-Squeeze. K-Squeeze wasn't a rapper, but we knew who the fuck he was because he was gangsta. What I really mean by that is that all of the fans know is what was presented to us through the rap music and the lyrics, and everything we know kind of came with the rappers being in the spotlight. Now, to those of you who have good memory, these are some of the prominent names that were being mentioned back then in the late 90s and early 2000s. Now, 6X was a Crip rapper that got put on by Brother Lynch Hung, and he actually was thriving in the music industry, but it was very short-lived because he was arrested for allegedly molesting 2 of his daughters or 2 young girls, some crazy-ass shit. Now, next up is SGA, and he's old as fuck now, but back in the day, he had just as much as pull as Lavish D, but you wouldn't know because it was no social media or none of that shit he can show off with. Well, then you have Brother Lynch Hung, and honestly, he got outcasted, quote-unquote, from his hood long before he even blew up, I want to say. If I'm not mistaken, he's not even welcome to his hood or any of that shit. And if you look at the Vlad TV interviews, he speaks about that shit. And he claims it's because when he got shot, no one slid for him. And the hood claims is his ass just got famous, got on dope, and started acting brand new. Mr. Doctor, he is a highly requested archive that you guys want me to do. And you guys let me know if you still want that. But Mr. Doctor is serving a lot of time for a retaliatory shooting. And then that leaves us with Big Lurch and Looney Coleon. And in my opinion, Looney Coleon wasn't and never was a coon. But Big Lurch got life on top of motherfucking life for eating his roommate, allegedly. And yeah, she's dead, but she was found dead as fuck with her body parts taken out and eaten. And he was high on some drug, I don't fucking know, but he is done for. Now, of all these rappers, we know who blew up the most and who got the most name, and that is SGA and Brother Lynch. And we got T-Nutty, of course, and I will get to him because he deserves his own part in this video. But like I said, if you pay attention to one thing, I honestly feel like SGA got his connections so high, and people kind of got exposure to the Sacramento rappers. And I feel like they got their hands tied to 3 6 Mafia and kind of ran off with their style.
from the 3-6 Mafia and the Teddy Club of Thugs. Finna kick a little flow out here for Mad Dog. Something like this here. Essence of the blessings keep me puzzled like enigma. My partner put me down with a step bound to compress chiba. My smoking flows like blissful musical notes from mysterious Jifa. On Halloween I pass it out to all the trick-or-treaters. In 1999 the Middle East will come nuclear bombers. So now Lord Infamous blasting out with 60 bull and poker hunters. Smoke out your lungs and powder your nose. We grabbing big.
Yeah, you guys get the point. And I could be wrong, but that is just my opinion. It seems like all the rappers that came from that Garden Block era of rap all sound like this. And to my opinion, I feel like they garnered the attention they did because they were doing what Chief Keef and all of them were doing in 2012 and all that Don't Like era. The Garden Block members were doing drill rap all the way back then, and they were actually really dope. And one more thing, might I add, that they added that was fucking weird was all that sick movement and eating shit and eating body parts and just being overall strange. That's why I feel like Big Lurch might have did what he did, because the music that he portrayed, he took that shit too damn far. Being high. Now, gang, pay attention to these members I'm about to list. Now, from what I have dug up, it seems as if Sibo, Big Face, and Little Face, Big Gunplay, and Hustle Man all have the most pull out of the South Sacramento Crips. If I were to do the other Crips from the other side, this video would be hella long. So tune in for the other ones, but for now, we are focusing on the South Sacramento Crips. Now, you have to remember that Valley High Crip and Garden Block, they were heavily united. And Big Face and Little Face, they are from Valley High. And the rest of the members that I listed are from Garden Block. But Hustle Man, he in fact started Money Team, and that's the clique that Smiley is from. And Money Team clicked up with Loom Squad for a little bit, but they never formed to be Stars Down or any of that stuff, quote unquote. They had ended up beefing with some Trigger Mob members that slid on their block and allegedly killed a Crip member. And that's when they became TMK, Trigger Mob K. So if you take another look at this picture, Smiley has always had Money Team on his neck, but he didn't get that TMK later till after the situation, because they were never TMK when they were first formed, like I said. But Trigger Mob was definitely the last thing that was on their minds. They had to worry about Maserati Rick and all them other Bloods and Zillas and all that shit. Now, allegedly, Maserati Rick knew how to fight like a motherfucker, and he got his quote-unquote hands from having to fight all these goddamn Crips. And back in the day, the Crips kind of sort of used to run South Sacramento because they were so fucking thick. But they weren't having guns like the Bloods because they weren't having as much as money. And I'm gonna get to that real soon, but people were, of course, dying back in the day, but not as much as now, because it was houses or people you can call to get your beast squashed, but you wouldn't talk it out. You would have to fight your ass off. Now remember, the Crips were nothing to play with, right along with the Bloods, but they were a little bit more structured. They only popped out when someone got beat the fuck up or someone got shot. And when someone gets shot, they asses slide. Like I said before, SGA is the top of the top. Ain't nobody above SGA. And T-Nutty came up under SGA, directly under. And we all know who came up under T-Nutty, hence the name Cuz Lightyear, aka Little T-Nutty. And in my opinion, he would still be alive if he would have just stayed in the Crip politics, but he started banging gas. And in this picture is T-Nutty, and next to him is PB, and PB is a slimy, grimy motherfucker. And who is under PB? The one and only Lil PB from the Stars, aka 8 Gang. This little motherfucker is a top tier participant in the new war that's going on. And who do you think he was watching growing up? All these motherfuckers. And Stunna Nook is actually his stepfather, and he has Nook tattooed on his neck. Now, Nook is only idolized and praised how he is in the Stars Up community by the little homies. Everyone in the Crip world knows him as family. Nook was just a little homie in terms of the Crip world. Like I said, it's nobody above SGA. And Snubs, in fact, is Nook's blood cousin.
That's a little bit where I go, nigga. Loyal True Soldiers, nigga.
Now this is Taz, and he is not notable, so to speak, but he was always around and always had his face in the camera. And he had a subset of the Crips in the Gardens called the Looney Tune Soldiers.
It's a murder show. Movement.
It's Hustle Man, I'm from the finest, man. Free Baby Live, free Smash, free...
Now, this is Hustle Man, and like I said, he is the one who started Money Team, and he has a little brother by the name of Young Bob that T-Nutty put on through the music.
Nigga, we brought the back with this hustle stack and chippers and let the Mac go with you. Get
So, remember, he is the one who started Money Team, so you know who is under him.
I'm an EO nigga, that's a real nigga, I'm a PO nigga. I kill about my real nigga, what's a deal nigga? I'm mental, the poppin' niggas and they dental. Money hesitation is irrelevant. When niggas get to wolfing, then I'm stopping niggas like an elephant. Shooting niggas in their skeleton. Bitch, you weak into some gelatin. I'm rocking out of pocket, and if they want it, then I'm spelling click.
Now, I did my research on Smiley, and no, he is not born and raised in Sacramento, and I found out why he is as crazy as a fuck. But I'll do an own video on him later on in the future. The majority of the Crips from Valley High, when it came to the beef that 29th Street was getting involved in with CML, they were deliberately staying out of that shit. They always rode their own beef when it comes to seriousness. And that left them an avenue of being in their own little world, and they ended up growing up and staying away from the coonery or going to jail or dying. If you pay attention to the Crips that are CML affiliated that we know of, such as Nook, Stunna Blue, Cuz Lightyear, and C-Tone, all of them are from the Gardens. There's no notables from Valley High that you can think of because they stayed in their own little world. 29th Street is with the coonery. The Garden Block coonery. They ain't with none of that putting your kids through college, growing up, being successful, none of that shit. They want the coonery. They want to be with the young Thundercats, popping perks, and being outside because every new gang member from 2010 on up is homeless. Because all these motherfuckers want to do is be outside. Fuck. Now, Loom Squad is no Gallus. Strictly, period. But Key Loom is from Salinas or Seaside. One of the fucking other. But they let him come all the way out here and start a gang in 29th Street and click up with Hustle Man and started Loom Squad Money Team. And that is kind of what broke up and made Garden Block kind of implode because the politics got all the way fucked. Now that is what happened with the Valley High Crips and how and why they faded, and the 29th Street Crips and how they just kind of propelled onto the spotlight and then fell back. They're sneaky. They only pop out, like I said, when someone dies or get the fuck beat out of them. Now, my next 3 videos are going to be pretty good, but one of them is going to involve T-Nutty and, you know, his whole upcoming out of Garden Block and how he kind of almost blew up and took Sac by storm. Sacramento Gang Archives here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was so you guys can get more acquainted with these characters from the old school. And I will be dropping more sub-parts to this video because, honestly, it's a shitload of shit that happened and characters. So, hey, just stay tuned. I'm going to be dropping heat.